Imagine being chained to something, unable to break free, even if it's slowly destroying you. That's the power of addiction. It's more than just a bad habit or a moral failing. It's a complex condition, a brain disease that's characterized by compulsive substance use despite harmful consequences. It's like being in a boxing ring with an opponent that knows your every move, anticipating your punches and always ready to strike back. You see, addiction is relentless. It doesn't just affect the individual but also their loved ones, leaving a trail of broken relationships, lost opportunities, and shattered dreams. Yet despite the damage it inflicts, the person in its grip finds it hard to let go. Why? Because addiction changes the brain, creating an intense craving for the substance, a craving so strong it overrides the understanding of the harm it's causing. But here's the thing. Addiction doesn't discriminate. It can happen to anyone, anywhere, at any time. It doesn't care about your age, your wealth, your status. It's an equal opportunity destroyer, taking hold and not letting go. To truly understand the struggle of addiction, let's look at the words of Paul in Romans 7, verses 15 to 20. Paul writes, "I do not understand what I do, for what I want to do, I do not do, but what I hate I do." Sound familiar? It's a sentiment many battling addiction can relate to, this feeling of being stuck in a pattern of behavior they don't want, but can't seem to break free from. Paul's words resonate with the struggle of addiction because they capture the essence of what it means to be in its grip. The desire to change, to break free, but the inability to do so, the constant cycle of wanting to stop, but not being able to. It's a battle waged not just in the body, but also in the mind and the spirit. Just like Paul, many of us find ourselves doing what we don't want to do, trapped in the cycle of addiction. But how does one get chained in the first place? What are the root causes of addiction? Addiction is a complex beast, with many factors contributing to its development. It's not a simple case of good or bad choices, but rather a tangled web of influences that can lead a person down this difficult path. Let's start with environmental factors. The environment in which we grow up and live can significantly impact our behavior. Proverbs 22:6 says, "Train up a child in the way he should go, and when he is old, he will not depart from it." This verse underscores the importance of upbringing and environment in shaping behavior. For instance, a child raised in an environment where substance abuse is prevalent may be more likely to develop similar habits. Genetic predisposition is another major player in the game of addiction. Just as we can inherit our parents' eye color or height, we can also inherit their susceptibility to addiction. Research has shown that people with a family history of addiction are more likely to struggle with it themselves. Personal trauma is another key root cause of addiction. People who have experienced severe emotional or physical trauma often turn to substances as a way to cope with their pain. But let's remember the story of Job, a man who faced unimaginable hardship. He lost everything: his wealth, his family, his health. Yet he didn't resort to substance abuse. Instead, he remained steadfast in his faith, providing us with a shining example of resilience in the face of adversity. So, addiction is not a matter of willpower, nor a sign of moral failing. It's a product of a myriad of factors, interwoven and interconnected, from our genes to our environment to the experiences that mark our lives. Understanding the root causes of addiction is the first step towards breaking free. It helps us to empathize with those battling addiction, to see them not as weak or flawed, but as fellow human beings caught in a struggle that is often beyond their control. It's a struggle that, with understanding, support, and the right resources, can be overcome. Understanding the root causes of addiction is the first step towards breaking free. Breaking free from addiction may seem impossible, but remember, with God, all things are possible. Matthew 19:26. Overcoming addiction is a journey that often requires professional help. Therapists, counselors, and medical professionals are equipped with the knowledge and tools to guide you through the recovery process. They can help you understand the root causes of your addiction and provide strategies to manage cravings and avoid triggers. But professional help is just one piece of the puzzle. Faith plays an essential role in recovery. It provides hope, strength, and a sense of purpose. Faith can be the beacon of light in times of darkness, the guiding force that keeps you on the path to recovery. Alongside faith, a strong support system is paramount. Friends, family, and support groups can offer encouragement, understanding, and accountability. They can lift you up when you're down, celebrate your victories, and remind you that you're not alone in this fight. Let's take a moment to reflect on the parable of the prodigal son from the Gospel of Luke. A young man squanders his inheritance and finds himself in desperate circumstances. He decides to return home expecting rejection. Instead, his father welcomes him back with open arms, celebrating his return. This story illustrates the power of forgiveness and second chances. Just like the father in the parable, God is always ready to welcome us back, no matter how far we've strayed. Recovery is not a straight line. There will be setbacks and mistakes, but each day is a new opportunity, a second chance to make things right. Remember, you don't have to walk this path alone. Reach out to professionals, lean on your support system, and nurture your faith. Let the story of the prodigal son be a reminder that you are worthy of forgiveness and capable of change. Just as the father in the story welcomed his son back with open arms, know that there's always a way back from addiction. Now that we understand addiction and the path to recovery, what can we do to help? Just like the Good Samaritan in the Bible who stopped to help a man beaten and left for dead, we too can stop and offer a helping hand to those struggling with addiction. The Good Samaritan didn't just walk by, he stopped, he cared, he took action. He saw a fellow human in need and extended kindness and assistance. That's what we're called to do. Practical help starts with understanding, and you've already taken the first step by learning about addiction and recovery. Use this knowledge to break down the stigma that often surrounds addiction. Talk about it openly, and correct misconceptions when you hear them. Be a voice of compassion and understanding in a world that often judges harshly. Next, be there for those who are struggling. Reach out, listen, offer support. Remember, recovery is a journey, and it can be a long and difficult one. Having someone to lean on, someone who believes in their potential for change, can make all the difference. Consider volunteering or donating to organizations that support addiction recovery. They provide essential services like counseling, housing, and job training, helping individuals rebuild their lives. Every little bit you contribute can lead to big changes for someone else. I've added some resource links in the comment section. And finally, share this video. Spread the word about addiction and recovery. Let's break down the walls of silence and shame that often surround this issue. Let's make it okay to talk about addiction, to seek help, to admit struggle without fear of judgment. Let's create a culture of understanding, empathy, and support. We all have a role to play in this. Just like the Good Samaritan, we can choose to stop, to care, to take action. We can choose to be a source of hope and help for those in the grip of addiction. We can choose to make a difference. Let's be good Samaritans, reaching out to those in the grip of addiction, offering them hope and a path to recovery. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit the like button to let us know. Subscribe to our channel and turn on notifications so you never miss an update. We love hearing from you, so drop a comment below with your thoughts or any questions you have. And don't forget to share this video with your friends and family to spread the love and help end addiction. Addiction is a powerful chain, but remember, where the Spirit of the Lord is, there is freedom. 2 Corinthians 3:17. As we journeyed through this exploration, we unwrapped the complex layers of addiction, delved into its root causes, and charted the path to recovery. We saw addiction not just as a series of bad choices, but as a complex interplay of biological, psychological, and social factors. We learned that the road to recovery isn't a straight line, but a winding path that requires patience, resilience, and a lot of compassion. Above all, we've seen that faith plays a crucial role in this journey. The Spirit of the Lord is a beacon of hope, illuminating the path forward and offering the strength to persevere. Through faith and compassion, recovery is not just a possibility, but a reality within reach. Together, we can break the chains of addiction and offer hope to those in need. God bless you all.